The average Major League Baseball career only runs about 3 or 4 seasons, and that's for the lucky few that actually make it that far. Playing well into your second decade is a rarity and requires far more than just navigating the outfield or the strike zone.
So here we go, Morton and Lucas.
At 41 years old and in his 18th Major League season, Charlie Morton has already exceeded any reasonable expectation of a big league career. He signed with the Orioles as a free agent, just a one-year deal after his second stint in Atlanta. If Orioles fans weren't sure exactly what to expect out of the veteran right-hander, neither was he.
I had already dealt with a lot of failure. I'd already dealt with a lot of challenges, physical, mental, emotional. I think I've been able to weather a lot, and at 41 years old, I don't really know what those expectations should even look like.
Morton holds the distinction of being the last former Richmond Brave that is still active with any team at any level of the game. But he almost had to give up that distinction earlier this year when the beginning of his season did not start out like he and the Orioles had envisioned. He lost his first 6 starts and posted an ERA north of 10. Eventually being relegated to the Orioles bullpen to figure out how to get batters out. In all that uncertainty, Morton never lost perspective, even if he was harder on himself than anyone else.
I think we have the tendency to amplify the negative, and I think I did that probably in my own mind this year. But it's like I look back and in reality, like April was a bad month, but it was 1 month.
It wasn't just his on-field performance giving Morton a higher anxiety. It was the larger picture of his place in today's game, and more importantly, his place in his own family.
I'm spending my time to be here. Like, instead of being at home with my family, I'm like, my time is currency. I'm investing it to be here instead of with my wife and kids. So I think that's what was difficult.
The start to the 2025 season somewhat mirrored his career before he ever came to the Diamond back in 2008. He had not distinguished himself at the lower levels of the game, but something here started to click and got him to the majors.
So I was in high A and I stunk in high A, and then double A I was in and out of the rotation. I spent a lot of time in the bullpen. Then towards the end of the year, I started to figure it out. Triple A for me was a really big deal. I think I kind of started to figure some things out. And then I remember when I get called up, feeling like I was pretty well prepared.
Much like the ballpark where part of his pitching epiphany began, Morton is still standing in the game. And the Diamond will always be a big part of his professional memories.
Grundy, our manager, called a team meeting on the right field line, and he basically announced to the team and to me at the same time, which I thought was so cool, that I was going to the big leagues.
It seemed like a lifetime ago?
It does.
All those experiences have helped Morton navigate big league life for longer than most. The day we caught up with him was the day before baseball's trade deadline, with his name prominently mentioned as one that would be changing addresses.
He has been wonderful since the middle of May.
He has learned to embrace that uncertainty.
What are you going to do? Are you just going to avoid uncomfortable things for the rest of your life and not grow? I don't know. I guess I have trust. I have trust and faith that you just keep going, and you give it your best, and you try to be a good person along the way and do the right thing, and hopefully the chips fall where they should. The day after our interview with Morton at Camden Yards, he was traded to the Detroit Tigers, which are now his 7th major league team. Whether he might return for a 19th season remains to be seen, but when he does step away, it will officially close the stat book on the Richmond Braves. If you would like to nominate someone for us to profile, just email us at beyondtheroster@WTVR.com.